everyone, welcome to another episode of One Oat Podcast, where we dive deep into the topics that matter most to today's youth. I'm Brawin, your host, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today. In this episode, we are talking about something that's incredibly important but often overlooked: self-awareness. Specifically, how understanding your strengths, weaknesses, and emotions can be a game changer for both your mental health and personal growth. As always, our youth empowerment advocate Liza is joining me. How are you today, Liza?
Hey Brawin, I'm doing great and I'm really excited about today's discussion. Self-awareness is such a powerful tool, especially for young people who are navigating life transitions, building relationships, and trying to find their way in a constantly changing world. I think a lot of us forget that understanding ourselves deeply can help us manage not only our personal goals, but also our mental health.
Exactly. Before we jump in, I want to emphasize that self-awareness isn't just about knowing what you're good at or what you need to improve. It's about understanding how your emotions, thoughts, and behavior interact and how they affect your choices. Self-awareness is the foundation for emotional intelligence, and it's critical skills for anyone looking to succeed in life.
Absolutely. When we talk about self-awareness, especially for people between the ages of 15 and 29, it's not just about listing your strengths and weaknesses like you would do in a school exercise. It's really about getting to know yourself on a deeper level. And let's be real, mental health plays a huge role in how we perceive ourselves. If you're not mentally healthy, you might have a distorted view of your own strengths and weaknesses. This can lead to a lack of confidence or, on the flip side, an inflated sense of self.
Exactly, Lisa. So let's break it down for our listeners. Step 1 in self-awareness is understanding your strength. When you talk about strength, we are referring to the things that make you feel confident, energized, and fulfilled. But sometimes it's hard to recognize these because society or even your environment doesn't always celebrate the strengths you have. Lisa, could you share how someone can identify their strengths, especially when they might not feel so confident?
Definitely, Brawin. One of the easiest ways to identify your strength is to pay attention on the tasks or activities that give you energy. Think about the things that make you feel proud, satisfied, or even challenged in a positive way. It could be anything, from being a great communicator to solving complex problems, or having a creative eye for design or music. Sometimes the things that we love to do naturally are our greatest strength. But you're right, Brawin, it's not always easy to recognize them. If you're struggling with self-doubt or anxiety, it might be helpful to ask your friends, family, or even teachers for their perspectives.
That's such a great advice, and this is where mental health comes into play again. Sometimes our emotions can cloud our ability to see our strength clearly. For example, if you're feeling anxious or depressed, you might find it hard to see anything good in yourself at all. But that doesn't mean your strengths aren't there. It just means your mind is in a state that makes them harder to recognize. Now let's move on to weaknesses, which is another critical part of self-awareness. This can be tough for many of us because it's hard to admit where we fall short. But acknowledging your weaknesses isn't about beating yourself up. It's about understanding where you have room to grow. Lisa, what do you think is the best way for young people to approach understanding their weakness without feeling discouraged?
That is such a great point, Brawin. When it comes to understanding your weaknesses, it's important to approach them with self-compassion. No one is perfect, and no one is supposed to be. The key here is to recognize your areas for improvement without attaching shame or negativity to them. For example, maybe you struggle with time management or get overwhelmed easily in stressful situations. These aren't character flaws, they're just areas where you can build better skills. A good practice is to keep a journal where you can reflect on moments when you felt out of depth or struggled to achieve something. But instead of thinking, "Oh, I'm bad at this," try asking yourself, "What can I learn from this experience? What resources or habits can help me improve?" I believe that our weaknesses are just opportunities in disguise. And with the right mindset, they can actually help with our personal growth.
I love that, Lisa. Self-awareness is all about growth and progress, not perfection. And the final piece of the self-awareness puzzle is understanding your emotions. This can be the trickiest part because our emotions are often complex and many of us aren't taught how to manage them effectively. However, understanding your emotions is crucial for building resilience and maintaining good mental health.
Absolutely. I think the first step in understanding your emotions is simply acknowledging them without judgment. Unfortunately, so many young people suppress or ignore their feelings because they are repeatedly told that emotions are a sign of weakness, especially negative ones like sadness, fear, or anger. But every emotion is valid and has something to teach us. For instance, anxiety might be telling you that you are overwhelmed and need a break, while anger could be signaling that your boundaries have been crossed. A great technique for this is mindfulness, taking time to pause, breathe, and really check in with how you're feeling. When you make space for your emotions, it becomes easier to manage them and understand why they're showing up in the first place.
That is so true, and one thing I want to highlight is that understanding your emotions doesn't mean you'll never feel sad, anxious, or upset. It just means you'll be better equipped to handle those feelings in a healthy way. And as we all know, mental health is about balance. You'll have ups and downs, but being aware of what you are feeling and why will make those tough moments easier to navigate.
Exactly, Bravin. Self-awareness gives us the tools that we need to face life's challenges, not by avoiding or suppressing our emotions, but by understanding them. When you truly know your strengths, weaknesses, and emotions, you can build a strong foundation for better mental health and personal growth.
And that's what it's all about, building that foundation to navigate the world confidently, despite its challenges. For our listeners out there, remember, self-awareness is a journey, not a destination. Keep reflecting, keep learning, and always approach yourself with kindness.
Yes, and please do not hesitate to ask for help if you need it, whether it's reaching out to a friend, family member, or a mental health professional. Please remember that understanding yourself is a process and can be enriched by the support of others.
Thank you so much for listening today. We hope this episode gave you some valuable insight into self-awareness and how it can impact your mental health. Stay tuned for more conversations that matter, and remember, understanding yourself is the first step to living your best life.
Take care, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. We'll see you next time.